welcome back. Today we have another CS2 versus series video. This time is Counter-Strike versus Team Fortress. We are opening the Munitions crate 92, and we're going to open various CS2 cases. So in case it's your first time coming across this channel, and this video series, this is exactly how it's going to go. We are going to open crates and cases for CS2 and TF2, right? And we're going to see and add up who has a higher return on investment, right? Most likely, I won't hit well enough on either of them to actually be in profit. So that's why, and the fact that CS2 cases and keys might have a different total cost value than TF2 crates and keys. We're doing a ratio or percentage based on how much we put in to buy the crates and keys and how much we got back, right? Also, yeah, I could do like raw $20 worth for $20 worth, but that might mean that we open 10 TF2 crates and like 3 CS2 cases, and that's just not as fun, right? It's better to open 20 for 20, which is exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna open 20 92 crates, and we're gonna open 20 various CS2 crates or cases, right? And we're gonna see who has a higher return on investment, like I said. And like I said, it's gonna be a ratioed value, right? And if you've been watching these series and you're already familiar with all this stuff, so sorry for taking up time and just giving random context. But if you haven't watched this series and you know that CS2 has just been getting totally reamed in this series, it's proving to be one of the worst hobbies you can ever have. Like, you're not gonna get your money's worth back. Obviously, you're not gonna get your money's worth back most of the time unless you hit a gold or red. And most of the time, you'd be lucky to even get like 5 or 10% of what you put into it back, right? Most of the skins are just worthless. And because of the concept of wares, it really makes it hard, even for trade-ups, to make it worthwhile. But, you know, lo and behold, there's always a market, and there's always people willing to gamble, even in terms of trade-ups. So even your battle-scarred and well-worn items for CS2 has a place to be sold and appreciated, right? Because someone's still willing to put that in a trade-up and take that risk, that 10% or so risk to get something nice, right? Not me. I'm actually even more stupid because I'm putting in raw dollars and raw case openings and crate openings. With that being said, I digress. We just saw that red whiz by. Obviously, it's not going to be in our possession, because why would it? I would just make a good video, but we can't have a good video. We have to have a video where we suffer as the money gets deleted right in front of us, right? This strange cred more might be the best thing that we get. We shall see. Let's go to the CS2 now. We're gonna open fracture cases. I haven't opened too many of these. I definitely have opened the most of Dreams and Nightmare, like probably 1,000 Dreams and Nightmare cases. And I've never gotten a gold. I don't think I've even gotten a red out of Dreams and Nightmare after 1,000 cases, which is why it is so painful, so painful to continue to open Dreams and Nightmare cases. But I'm still gonna do it. It's still one of my favorites, in the hope that I get a butterfly knife, right? That's the dragon that I'm chasing, that we all chase, is these 2 case openings, folks. Ooh, okay. Ooh, it's factory new as well. XM1014 Entomb in factory new. This might be the best drop we get on the CS2 side, unless of course we get a gold or maybe a red. But that might have given the edge for the CS2 side, actually. I don't think we've opened or unboxed anything in the TF2 side that's actually even worth more than a couple cents, maybe like 10 cents a pop for most of these. And that would have been true for CS2 as well for the most part, except we just got that into, right? It's probably anyways, by the time you see it in the video, it'll be edited, so you'll be able to see the actual value for it. But that being said, this is again a ratioed battle, so even if we don't get a big hit on TF2 side, the cost of the cases for CS2 ends up being too high, we might still lose in terms of the technicality that it's a ratio battle, not just a raw value battle. That being said, the Revolution case, interesting relationship with this. I think I've gotten 2 gloves out of it. Both were pretty much dog water, and I got it out of the Revolution case. So it's actually my luckiest case. It's just unlucky in terms of not actually getting something worthwhile. But yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Okay, Danger Zone case. Not something I really open on the regular. Haven't ever gotten anything good, but I just happen to have it in inventory, so I'm busting these open. TF2 side is pretty brutal. We still haven't gotten anything significant. I think this might actually be a win in the favor of CS2. Might actually steal this one here, which is pretty rare, to be honest. And I hate to say it, but again, doing the series, pitting it up against even things like lottery tickets, Pokemon cards, Magic Gathering, even Dota 2, Valve's other favorite kit, right? It's been taking L's left and right in this versus series. It's just, the return rate is just so bad, right? Even sometimes if you get a purple, sometimes even if you get a pink, it's just not enough because of the wear. The wear makes such a big factor in terms of whether or not you get a good return, bad return, whatever, right? TF2 is a little bit more simple, right? Most of the items just have the regular default version, a strange version, and then some of the hats and other items might have unusual, and that's where you essentially get the interesting return value. Unusuals would be like the golds for CS2, like the knives and the glove hits, right? The strange would be essentially like the stat tracks. And then TF2 doesn't have wear, not on everything. Some of the weapon kits have wear, but the rest of the items do not have wear. So, you know, overall, you might have a lesser return, but it's a higher average, if that makes sense. So, CS2, you can go anywhere from like getting 10 cents to like $5 based on the wear. So, pretty crazy. But the good thing about TF2 is that you have a chance to get bonus items when you open things. Nothing significant. Usually, if you're lucky, you might get like a backpack extender, name tag, or like a paint, which would be worth roughly about $1. But hey, that's still a little bit of a bonus, and that might help you actually, you know, recoup some of your loss of your ticket or your key. I said ticket because I was thinking of Mann Co tour key tickets, which is also a potential drop you can get. But that being said, we're down to our last few crates and cases, right? On the CS2 end, we're going pretty strong with that Entombed hit, but kind of settled down afterwards, right? We got a nice stack track for the Gnarled here for the P2K, and let's see if we can pull any magic for the crate. No, it's just more of the same. Actually, a lot of the same. It's pretty painful on the TF2 end. Either way, with the way that the bid's turning out so far, I've taken a fat L on both ends, but again, it comes down to the ratio. There is a chance for CS2 to actually steal another CS2 versus series win here, which is not something I've said too often. We'll have to find out in the next part of the video where we go through the recap. But right now, we got a featherweight stat track battle scar, but at least a stat track that helps it a little bit, probably like a penny. Our last crate, and we got more of the same Apocalypse. Pretty darn painful. So let's go to the last CS2 case. It's going to be a Revolution case, and of course we're going to get the headshot here. I believe in it. Fingers crossed we will get the headshot AK-47. And oh man, we just got a Tech 9 Rebel. Okay, we'll move on to the recap. Okay, time for the recap. We'll start with Team Fortress 2. We have two top items, which were the Strange Cloak and Dagger and the Strange Buff Banner, worth roughly 70 cents a piece. Everything else was just like 10 cents to a quarter, meaning our total return value was $3.85. Pretty bad. But the cost of the keys and the cases was $26.50, meaning the net loss is $22.65. The ratio, or the percentage of what we got back, was about 14.5%. Now, let's move to CS2. As expected, the XM1014 Entombed in Factory New was the most valuable drop we had for the video. It was worth $11.31 on CS Float. Everything else was kind of worthless. So our total return value was $13.33. Now, CS2 has a heavy cost in that the cases themselves can cost a pretty penny. The total cost of the cases and the keys ended up being $49.50, almost double that of TF2. However, that entombed hit really helped bridge that gap, so the net loss was quote-unquote only $36.17, meaning the ratio or the percentage of what we got back was 26% or 26.9% to be exact, meaning we almost doubled the ratio of TF2. Ooh, so I don't know if anyone caught that, but I actually made a math mistake. So the actual cost of the keys and cases for TF2 was actually $53 because I calculated for 10 keys instead of 20 keys for some reason. That being said, that means the actual net loss was a whopping minus $49.15. You know what that ratio is? It's half of what I said earlier in the video, meaning it's actually 7.2%. So CS2 destroyed it by like 4x. Did you expect TF2 to lose? Did you expect CS2 to actually get a decent hit out of 20 cases? Let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a good one.